Garcia. He's got some room up the middle, and Sergio Garcia could take this one all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Anderson drives for the layup, and he's good!
Taylor Jackson for 3. Bang! Taylor Jackson from downtown! Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Lake Central High School tonight. We got girls varsity basketball right here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. My name is Giovanni Alcantar, alongside Mateo Sedano, if that's a name that sounds familiar to you. Made a name for himself this past year, being the quarterback of the Lake Central Indians.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, welcome, Mateo.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I love it.
All right, well, tonight Lake Central takes on Westside. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, and Mateo, this has been quite a run for Lake Central, especially after the 2-7 start they had in this season.
Definitely. They've played some very big powerhouse teams, top 10 teams in the state, and they've just gone on a huge run. I think they've won 8 out of the 10 games, and they just beat LaPorte last Saturday. Huge game for them. Yeah,
that was, not the biggest upset ever, but I don't think a lot of people would have picked Lake Central.
Yeah, Lake Central was definitely the underdog in that one, and they're definitely coming off a pretty nice DAC win.
Yeah, and I know you've talked to a few players and Coach Huppenthal. What's the biggest thing that stood out to you?
So the biggest thing with Coach Huppenthal is he just wants to play fundamental defense. He wants to play fundamental defense, and he just wants to take advantage and capitalize off of turnovers and fast break plays. So he's going to try to get some more players in tonight and spread the ball around. So.
Yeah, this is really a game Lake Central should come out on top with. And also, this Westside team, this is a team they might see in sectional. So this is definitely a big game for them tonight. And that's going to do it for now. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, Elsie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our principal, Sean Begley, and athletic director, Chris Inyard, we'd like to welcome you to Lake Central High School for this IHSA basketball competition between the Cougars of Cary Westside and your Lake Central Indians. As members of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, tonight's teams believe in the philosophy of good sportsmanship. Profanity, degrading remarks, or intimidating actions directed at the officials or competitors will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removals from tonight's contest. As a result, Lake Central High School encourages all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to show good sportsmanship this afternoon, and we thank you for your continued support in high school athletics. At this time, we'd ask that everyone please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The officials for tonight's contest, Jay Carnegie, Kevin Meixel, and Mark Sewell. And now let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, the visiting Cary Westside Cougars. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 13, Markeisha Pritchett. At guard, a 5'7" freshman, number 15, Janayala Bailey. At forward, a 6'1" freshman, number 12, Cece Loma. At forward, a 5'8" freshman, number 23, Sarah Burton. And at forward, a 5'8" sophomore, number 24, Adama Boyer. The Cougars are coached by Shania Butler, assisted by Horace Bond. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Lake Central Indians. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 10, Tiana Morales. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 11, Jen Tomasic. At guard, a 5'10" junior, number 12, Abby Utzi. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 21, Taylor Jaksich. And in the middle, a 6' senior, number 40, Ali Malarski. The Indians are coached by Joe Hubenthal, assisted by Jay Jones and Doug Godbolt. Once again, both schools participating in this evening's event believe in sportsmanship. Please, let the players play. The coaches coach, the officials do the officiating. Let's all be fans, not fanatics.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Lake Central High School. My name is Jemai Oktar alongside Mateo Sedano. We're ready for this one. Lake Central coming in at 10-9, Westside 5-11. This Lake Central Indians team on a hot streak lately.
Yeah, they've won 8 out of their last 10 games, and they have high hopes for this one tonight.
Yeah, and with good reason.
Yes, yes.
And here we go. Tip-off goes to Westside. And right away, she falls on the ground. It's going to be called a travel. That's number 24, Adama Boyer, sophomore at forward. Boy, 6 seconds in, and Westside already with a bad turnover right there.
Let's see what Lake Central can do here on offense.
Here we go. It's Jen Tomasic. Here it's Malarski. Out to Tiana Morales. Tomasic. Jaksich. Looked like she was about to shoot a 3 right there. Tomasic takes a three from beyond the arc. That
And
one's
it is
good.
good.
Great start right here for the Lady Indians. Utsi tips that one right out of bounds. And there's Tomasic with the two.
Already they're going with a very aggressive press defense.
Yeah, you can tell they want to. Oh, right there, good block right there by Jaksic. Yeah, and right away you can tell Lake Central's right, like you said, playing aggressive, and Westside's got to find a way to counter that.
Yeah, they're letting them know that they want that ball. I talked to Coach Huppenthal earlier today, and he talked about playing some solid defense. That was the main emphasis of today's game.
Yeah, and I think that's something he preaches across every level of this team, and there's a three-pointer right there. That's Janila Bailey on the three-pointer. Jaksic for three, no good. And once again, that's something you see at all three levels for this team. Me and you were watching the JV game. Lake Central's defense was not letting them score anything. They had, what was it, less than 10 points?
Literally
final
less
score?
than, they did not let them score at all until the third quarter.
And she gets it inside.
Malarski with the steal.
Right into the hands of Ali Malarski. Morales to Utsi. Morales three-pointer up. No good on that one. 5-3, just 2 minutes into this first quarter. That one's up, no good. Jaksic got the board there, and it's going to be a foul. And you got to give this team a lot of credit. You know, a lot of teams, you know, might fold after starting 2-7, and just kind of give up on the season. But that's not what this team did at all. They embraced the fact that they started off with tough competition, and just embraced the fact that they could get better from those games, even if the scoreline wasn't the prettiest.
Yeah, definitely. They started off 2-7. They did face some adversity early on in the season with a couple injuries, with Taylor Jaksic, I think, missing 4 to 5 games. But this team is young, but they are fearless. They will go up and show you who they are. They're going to go out and give their all every game.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think any team in the state would struggle with the schedule that they start off with. Hamilton Southeastern, Penn, Benton Central, all teams that you might expect to make a run to Indianapolis.
Yeah, they are top 10 teams in the state, and definitely all powerhouses. Morales looks like she's hobbling off the court, favoring that right ankle.
And Dolsky makes that one. And she goes 2 of 2 from the line. We go with Sarah Burton, guarded by Utsi. Lake Central once again aggressive. Offensive rebound there, and LC gets it back. Now it's Malarski. And looked like she was about to take it up. Not something you see very often. Here we go, Utsi from 3, no good. Malarski gets the board out to Jaksic. She'll take that look all day, and
in and out.
Taylor Jaksic, the IUN commit, just misses that one.
You know, they've taken a lot of three-pointers, which is actually kind of surprising. I would expect Lake Central to take more high-percentage shots, but I guess they're going for the big three ball.
Yeah, this team has a lot of players that can shoot the three. Jaksic can hit threes from that spot all day. Utsi can shoot the three. Tomasic can shoot the three. it seems like that's where they find a lot of their successes from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they definitely got some big sharpshooters. I talked to Abby Odesy earlier today, and she expects a pretty big win for the Lake Central Indians tonight. She said that one of her big strengths, again, as we talked about, is she is a big shooter. She's been working on that all season, and she hopes to keep improving throughout her high school career.
And Essence Johnson goes to the scorer's table, getting ready to check in now. And she'll check in for Madison Dolsky. Essence inbounds it. Utsi takes a three. That's good.
Deep one.
So we're almost halfway through the first. Lake Central 10, West Side 3. And, other than that three-point shot they've had, and, right there, Tomasek pokes that one. Other than that three-point shot they've had, really not a lot going for them on offense. Lake Central is
They really cannot get anything through this defense. They're just playing solid defense like Coach Huppenthal talked about earlier.
As that one was just a little bit too much for Jaksic, as she's on the ground for that one, and jump ball. And Madison Dolsky is going to check in once again, as Tomasek will now come out. Westside will inbound in number 24, Adima Boyer. And Utsi got a hand to that one. And checking in now is Amanda Blevins for Utsi. Up right away, going to his bench. And that's right into the hands of Taylor Jaksic. Good one-handed catch there, and she goes right inside. 4 minutes to go here in the first. Lake Central now. And another steal. Blevins inside. This one may be getting ugly real fast. And 2 straight steals on the baseline for Westside. Timeout called by them.
Really not much you can do there. I mean, this Lake Central defense is just almost impenetrable. They are just playing so aggressive with the full court press.
And I have to say, for a team that's up 12-3, Coach Huppenthal does not look too happy during this timeout.
I mean, he always expects the best from them, and they have made some minor errors, some minor mistakes, I would say, but he always expects the best. He expects them to be nearly perfect, and he just wants his girls to be ready for the upcoming sectional tournament.
Yeah, that tournament's going to be right here at Lake Central.
Yeah, he did talk about that earlier. He said every 4 years it comes back to Lake Central, and it's a very rare occurrence for Lake Central to have that home court advantage, and they have to, show up and show out and get the dub at home.
Yeah, they got tough sectional. Munster, who they lost to in the season, Maryville, who they lost to in the season, but, I've talked to a few players on the team, and I think they all believe firmly those are going to be much different games if it comes down to that. And if they're going to win this sectional, it's going to probably go through them.
Yeah, definitely.
But Lake Central, even if teams still look at the start they had to the season, I guarantee you nobody wants to draw this team.
Yeah, this team has definitely – Dolsky with the three. This team has definitely shown who they are, and they have let their presence be known in the DAC and in the Northwest Indiana region.
Yeah, and we've talked about them going 8 of 10. Their 2 losses are Crown Point, who, you could make an argument they might be the best team in the States.
Definitely.
And then Portage, who they lost to in overtime, right here in the first place game of the Lake Central Holiday Tournament. And speaking of that, the rematch of that is this Saturday at Portage. And right there, that hits off of Taylor Jaksic. And I was talking to her about that earlier. Once again, she said it's going to be a much different game when they play them again. And, I believe that because that was the 4th game both teams were playing in 2 days. So I definitely expect Lake Central to win that one.
Yeah,
I have a good chance to win it.
I do believe in these girls to come out on top in that next matchup. And number 44 is checking in for the Lake Central Indians, Kylie Blevins.
First one is good. And if Westside wants a chance of coming back, you got to take the points right here from the free throw line.
Yeah, you need to take advantage of these high percentage shots and just keep going from there.
That's a miss, and ball rolls all the way into the backcourt, and Westside gets it back. It's a 10-point lead now for the Lady Indians. Here, and that one's tipped by Blevins and goes right to Essence Johnson. She takes it up. Lake Central has numbers.
Back to Blevins.
No good. Kylie Blevins right there. Couldn't convert that one. And Lake Central trying to force another turnover, and they do. It's Mass and Dolsky.
It's still in play.
Jaksich going on the ground for that one, and
both these teams are starting to play very aggressive in the paint.
yeah, it seems like Lake Central's getting the better of Westside. It's going to be Essence Johnson inbounding this one. And she finds Taylor Jaksich for three. That's no good. Blevins gets the rebound. Essence kicks out to Dolsky. Dolsky to Jaksich. Jaksich now going to drive inside, tried to get inside to Blevins, and a travel called right there. Looked like there was some contact right there as Jaksich went inside. Inbound, and Westside able to get up the half-court line. Double team right here. Dolsky gets a hand in there, and it goes to Essence Johnson. She takes it up. She gets inside to Amanda Blevins. And that one's tipped. It stays with her and tipped out of bounds by Westside. Stays with Lake Central.
Westside did look to be picking up the pace a little bit, but ended up not going in their favor. Let's see what they try to do on offense.
It's Dolsky from the corner. That's no good. And Lake Central gets the board. Looked like Westside couldn't control that one, and drives inside, and she will shoot two here. Here we go, Tiana Morales and Jen Tomasic getting ready to check back in. That first one no good. Morales now checking in for Essence Johnson, and I would assume Tomasic is going to check in for Mass and Dolsky right after this free throw. Dolsky's second one is good, and she will check out here. And LC not taking their foot off the gas, still going with this press. And see if they can get it up here. Blevins and Tomasic with the double team. Three-pointer on its way. It's no good. Morales able to get the rebound. Takes up over half court, gets it to Tomasic. Tomasic, Morales, three ball. That's air ball right there, and it goes to Westside. Amanda Boyer going inside, and a lot of contact right there.
She might be down with a little bit of an injury there. Pointing towards her right foot.
Both players came down hard there. And
she seems to be all right walking up unassisted.
Yeah, great to see.
And she will take those free throw shots.
And she will shoot two here. And that rolls in. 15-5 now in favor of Lake Central.
And Giovanni, what do you think Westside can do to get this offense kick-started? Because so far they have not been able to really do anything.
Well, when Lake Central's doing that full court press, you know, they're double teaming every time. You got to find the open man. Here, that one out of bounds. It goes back to Westside.
Westside starting to play really, really aggressive in that paint right there. Lake Central looking to pull back a little bit. And the last two possessions, Westside's been able to get past half court pretty easily.
Yeah, and one thing you can't do here, if it's not working, you can't get into foul trouble.
One thing Coach Uppenthal did say is he's not afraid to bring those bench players out. He said they have been very reliable recently, racking up some decent points from the bench.
Yeah, and that depth is going to be key come postseason time.
He feels all his girls are ready.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality you got to have. You got to think, I believe it's, let me count this here. At least 12 players on the varsity roster. Here we go.
Tomasic takes it up and gets the and one.
Gotta believe it's 12 players on the varsity roster, and even the JV players. You gotta believe all those players have got to be ready to step in.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, they did have some injury troubles early in the season, so a lot of the younger players did get some playing time and some good experience against those powerhouse teams.
Yeah, one player that sticks out, Amanda Blevins, really didn't see her playing any varsity last year, and now stepping in as a sophomore, having a big role on this team as Julia Naurat comes into this one.
As you said, Amanda Blevins, she could be a big factor coming into the future of Lake Central basketball.
Yeah, and so could a lot of these players, especially next year, coming back for LC, and looks like the official's having a discussion with someone at the scores table.
But we did talk about how this team is so young. We have Jen Tomasic, who is a junior, Abby Odzies, junior, Amanda Blevins, sophomore, Essen Johnson, sophomore, Tiana Morales, a junior. This is a very young team, and the future looks bright for these Lady Indians.
Looks like a technical foul was called. Utsi will come to the line now. Looking to make it 18-5, and .54 seconds to play here in the first. Let's see again. Short.
Just right off the front of the rim there. The Indians will get the ball back.
Let's see, will now inbound it, and Shantiana Morales wide open in the backcourt, deciding not to take it. Three ball right there. Let's see, thought there was some contact there. Should have been a foul called, but goes back to Westside. Two-pointer up, that's no good. Blevins falls on the ground there, guys, to Tiana Morales. 35 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Blevins to Morales, and see what else he does here as this first quarter winds down. Tomasic to Morales. 15 seconds to go. Utsi going inside to Nara, and she loses that one. Under 10 seconds to go here. Nara almost got a tip to that one. Goes inside, that's good. See if Lake Central can get a shot off here, and no shot will come. And after one quarter of play, it is Lake Central 18, Westside 7. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, LC.
welcome back here to Lake Central High School. You're watching varsity girls basketball right here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. 1 quarter of play, it's Lake Central 18, Westside 7. As the 5 for LC coming out for the second quarter, it's going to be Tiana Morales, Abby Utsi, Amanda Blevins, Jen Tomasic, and Ali Malarski. An impressive showing in that first quarter. Right away, Lake Central just established their presence on the defensive end, and really Westside hasn't really gotten much going on the offensive side of the ball. It feels like a lot of Lake Central's points have come, off of steals. Them taking it up on the fast break and getting easy buckets. As Blevins, that one went right past her, and it's a turnover. And, your team's up 11. You still can't afford to have a turnover like that and potentially let Westside back into this game.
Yeah, you still have to be playing pristine, fundamental basketball.
And the board goes to give you a jump ball. Tomasic and number 23 for Westside, Sarah Burton, were fighting for that one. Sarah Burton, a freshman. Burton will inbound it. She gets inbounds. Quick 2 is up, and
shot.
I think that one was tipped. Burton on the baseline. Puts up a mid-range 2. She hits that one.
By the freshman.
Tomasic to Malarski, and couldn't keep that one.
This Lake Central offense is getting a little sloppy. Maybe they just got to tighten up a little bit, go back to their game, be playing their game, and I think they'll be all right.
Here we go.
Ball out to Jaksic, going for the 3, and it is good.
That was Abby Utsi on the 3 right there. It's all good.
Still new to this, Giovanni. Still getting used to it.
Hey, first game. It's all good, man. I cringe going back and watching my first game, my first football game. Yeah, and that one, tried to keep it in bounds, but it goes back to Lake Central. As Blevins will inbound it to Essence Johnson. Essence to Utsi, and that'll go back to Westside.
Lake Central again showing press. Knocked away by Utsi.
Wait, I'd say good crowd here. Pretty decent crowd here tonight. It looks like it's
Middle school night?
Yes. Most likely what it is. I see the middle school team's sitting right in front of us. So probably safe to assume that. I just didn't hear any announcement about it. So always great to see those teams getting recognized.
Yeah, pretty good showing for the Lake Central basketball program today. The ball is tipped away, and it will be LC ball again. Jaksic inbounding.
We go to Jaksic to Essence Johnson, all the way out to Tomasic. Tomasic takes a 3. That is no good. Malarski gets the rebound. She puts one up, and that one's good. Ali Malarski with the offensive rebound and the basket right there.
Little risky pass there.
She got her past at least 2 Lake Central defenders there. Aaron. And a travel called on the freshman, Sarah Burton.
Westside playing what looks like a 3-2.
Let's see. Chance for an and one now.
Now, if I'm Westside, I really have my hands tied because I just don't see much going on for their offense right now. And their defense is just, I mean, it was a pretty easy basket right there for Lake Central.
Yeah, right now it just looks like Westside is really not much of a match for this Lake Central team. And right there, another steal. Tomasic inside, that's good.
This is another easy bucket. What would you do if you were Westside right now?
Well, first, I mean, you at least gotta get up the half-court line.
Yeah.
And listen, that's not to make fun of them, but it starts with that. You gotta get it over the half-court line. You gotta find a way to inbound the ball and get past this press that Lake Central's bringing.
I would just say try not to be too showy. Try to just play fundamental basketball. I mean, just try to slow it down. It looks like they're taking a couple iffy shots, but I mean, try to take more high percentage shots closer to the paint, and I think they'll be all right.
Here we go to Jaksic now. Finds Jen Tomasic. Essence Johnson. And Tomasic puts one up. That one no good. That's into the hands of Sarah Burton. And she's guarded by Tomasic. She puts one up, no good. Malarski and Zajeski going for the board there, and it ends up to Malarski. She gets up to Tomasic. Jaksic cuts inside, no good. And see what the ref decides. It goes back to Westside. And the inbound goes to Essence Johnson.
Batted away, going back to Westside.
Here we go, Dolsky now checking in back into this one for Jen Tomasic. And that one's tipped by Zajeski right to Taylor Jaksic, and not many easier shots you're going to have than that one. Taylor Jaksic puts Lake Central up 30-9. Inbound again. Here we go. And long two is up. No good. Zajeski gets the board. Essence now taking it up. Finds Dolsky, and looked like she might have had a good look at that one, but couldn't control it. Jaksic, she'll take a three. That one is good. Taylor Jaksic with the three-pointer, giving Lake Central a 33-9 lead.
Wow, this is just an amazing showing by the Lake Central girls basketball team. Just, you don't see this score very often in high school basketball.
Yeah, and this Lake Central team, you know, if you want to go on a run, this is really the time of the season to start going on a run, because the sectional's coming up in, it's crazy, not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, Coach Huppenthal said earlier that he believes his team is peaking at the right time. He believes that their chemistry is really increasing, and they're just coming together as a team. He said it feels like a family now. It's a great vibe to feel from a team like that.
And you know, this is a team that's been doubted a lot. Even before the season, they were not ranked in many people's top 10s, and it took a while for teams to start recognizing it. But I think now, especially after the LaPorte game, I think teams are now starting to recognize how dangerous this team could be. And if we're putting odds on it, honestly, I think right now, if the sectional started tomorrow, I think they would be the favorites to win it, just based on how they're playing. Jaksic gets the steal there. But of course, we'll have to see how the draw plays out, as it is completely random, so not see it at all. Lake Central could play anyone. And Westside is one of those teams that Lake Central could draw.
Yeah, Coach Huppenthal did make it very clear to me that Munster and Maryville were ranked higher than them. And as the season has gone on, Lake Central is actually ranked higher than both those teams right now in the polls.
Yeah, and one thing I always say all the time, it's very hard to be a team twice.
It is.
In the same season.
But I think this team definitely has the potential. Blevins with the basket. I think this team definitely has the potential to come out and win this sectional. Blevins with the block, and it is going to be a shooting foul. Number 15, Janila Bailey, going for 2 shots. And the first one is good.
As Tomasic, Morales, and Utsi will check in for Madison Dolsky, Essence Johnson, and Taylor Jaksich.
You've seen a lot of subs this game. What do you think about that, Giovanni?
I think it shows what you said earlier. Huppenthal, goes to his bench, and he's counting on those players, and they're players that he can rely on, and he believes can go in and make an impact.
Yeah, definitely keeping those girls fresh and well rested to get back in that game.
Here we go, Morales to Utsi. Sajeski finding Blevins, and she hits that one. 37-11 now in favor of Lake Central.
Blevins with another easy basket up the middle.
Yeah, freshman.
Those Blevins sisters, they can make an impact on this future of Lake Central basketball. Blevins with the rebound.
Utsi now going inside, puts one up. That's good, right off the glass.
And like I was talking about earlier, when Lake Central was taking those deep threes, I thought that they should just go down the paint. And it looks like that's what they're doing now. They're driving more towards the basket, taking more high percentage shots.
Yeah, and you see Westside still not finding anything, and right there, her foot was very close to the half-court line.
Trying to save it from that backcourt violation.
Not going to matter there. Lake Central gets the basket. 2 minutes to go. Lake Central, route is on here. 41-11. Here we go, and that one
almost out of bounds.
We're a little far, but I thought maybe that one hit the line, and that's out of bounds, and it goes back to Lake Central.
You did see Westside starting to slow it down a little bit, trying to find some open holes in the defense, but just not coming up with what they wanted with Lake Central getting the ball back. Morales taking the ball up. Passes to Tomasic. Back to Morales. Julia Narot with the basket there. Lake Central pulling back the defense a little bit. Not showing press anymore.
Here we go. Three-pointer up. That one off the rim. And Morales gets the board. Gets it to Utsi. Mid-range 2. That's good. Abby Utsi. Westside cannot find an answer to anyone on this Lake Central team.
And as this first half winds down, what do you think Westside is thinking about in that locker room after this first half?
Well, at this point, the game is very much, I don't want to say it's completely out of reach, but, in the second half, you got to come out and show some pride. I'm not saying they're not doing that now, but the scoreboard it is pretty ugly right now for them.
It's not something that you want to see if you are Westside, but, I would just expect some scheming, really, maybe drawing up some plays at halftime, trying to do something to counter that Lake Central defense.
28 seconds to go here in the first half. Lake Central up 45-11. 46-11 now.
Second one good for Morales. Lake Central, let's see. Backing off the press a little bit. Still playing some pretty tough defense as Tomasic is waiting for the point guard right at the logo.
Ball bouncing around and no whistle, and finally it comes.
And they are now in bonus.
Burton will come to the line now. Here we go. Narok gets the board. And she finds Essence Johnson. See what else he's got going here. 5 seconds. Utsi for three. That one is no good. And Westside's going to keep this one. And after one half, it's all Lake Central Indians. 46-11 in favor of Lake Central. We will be back for coverage of the second half. You're watching girls basketball right here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. And welcome back as we come out here for the second half. Lake Central 46, Westside 11. I think the scoreboard pretty much tells the story of this game. This game has been all Lake Central Indians. So here we go. It's Utsi inbounding it for the Lady Indians.
I'm expecting Lake Central to still play some solid basketball, even though they are favored to to lead the rest of the game. I mean, I'm still expecting some good, solid basketball from these ladies.
Here we go, Morales, corner three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Westside.
I'm very interested to see what Westside can do here and what they planned for this second half on the offensive side of the ball. Solid drive, but just didn't go their way.
Yeah, and again, you expect to see them come out in the second half and really just fight. That one no good. Goes back to Westside.
Coach Uppenthal does not look very happy about that last call. And the call stands with Westside inbounding.
Yeah, you would think with a 35-point lead, there wouldn't be much to really argue about with the refs, but he did not think so right there.
Just a very, very competitive guy, always wanting to keep it going, keep the foot on the gas and just.
Yeah, and you can see it in the way he put. I've seen a couple of their practices coming here early, so it's definitely he definitely pushes his players hard.
Westside looking to play the 3-2, defending against those long-range shots. Ball to Jaksic. Jaksic to Tomasic. Tomasic to Morales. Going around the arc back to Jaksic. Down to Utsi. Malarski in the paint. Takes it up, and it is no good. Westside trying to start something, but pass is just a little bit out of bounds. Timeout Indians. Coach Uppenthal with the whiteboard over there, maybe trying to draw something up, maybe something new, maybe trying to start something, see what he can do.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see exactly how deep he goes into his bench. I think I expect every player that's out there right now to probably get some minutes tonight. And I think everyone out there, no, never mind. No, everyone out there has not gotten minutes, but I think tonight you're going to see some players that you usually wouldn't see playing get some minutes, get some varsity time.
Yeah, that varsity time does make a big impact and definitely gives them a look to see what could happen. You never know if like the time comes that they have to get in that game.
Here we go, Morales. Three-pointer, no good. Malarski couldn't hang on to that one. And Westside takes it up now. They drive inside, and that's good. A chance for an M1 right here for Gary Westside.
Essence Johnson going into the game for Morales. Yeah, Westside, they definitely need to take advantage of these free throws. They need to keep driving to the basket, keep trying to draw some fouls, and rack up those points.
Yeah, and Lake Central looking to carry this momentum. They would now have won 9 out of their last 11 games if they pull this one off. Utsi takes a 3. That's no good. And they got a big one in the conference coming up on Saturday at Portage. And I'm sure the girls want to get that game back, losing in the championship game of the holiday tournament here.
They will definitely be looking for some revenge in that game. Tomasic taking it up court.
Mid-range 2, that one is good.
Not very contested there. You would think Westside is trying to maybe put some pressure on those shooters and be a little bit more aggressive. That one batted away by Tomasic, taken up by Essence Johnson. Down to Utsi, to Malarski in the paint, no good.
Here we go, three-pointer from Pritchett is up, no good. Excuse me, that was number 23, Sarah Burton. And seems like there's been a lot of plays today that the refs have taken a long time to blow the whistle.
Yeah, they're definitely letting the girls play. You know, they're definitely.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, they're giving them opportunities, and they're just trying to let the girls play basketball.
Yeah, we definitely saw at the Lake Central Holiday Tournament. A lot of parents were getting upset with the officials. There's a steal for Utsi. Malarski, fast break now, and that's good. 50-14 now. As we're just about halfway through this third quarter.
Gary Westside looking to slow it down a little bit, trying to find those holes in that defense. Utsi bringing the pressure. To number 13, Markeisha Pritchett. And that is just denied in the paint. Westside gets the ball back, trying to find something now when the pass is over Burton's head. And it will be Lake Central ball. Malarski to inbound.
And Essence Johnson up top, Malarski, and going to be a foul. As Madison Dolsky and Kylie Blevins get ready to come into this one. And Amanda Blevins also going to the scorer's table. So 3 substitutions for LC. Malarski misses the first. And Tomasic and Jaksic will check out now. Malarski is good. She goes 1 of 2 there, and now she will check out for Kylie Blevins. So besides Dolsky, all younger kids out there. Utsi, Essence Johnson, Amanda Blevins, and Kylie Blevins. 3 sophomores, 1 junior, and there's the sophomore Amanda Blevins to Utsi, and that one is out of bounds. It stays with Lake Central. And a timeout now called by Coach Huppenthal.
Coach Hupp is definitely taking this as a coaching moment for all players, not just the players on the bench, but also the starters to consistently just learn, you know. They're just trying to find a rhythm, keep it going.
And looks like Taylor Jaksich and Jen Tomasek having a little bit of fun on the bench. Saw it on our screen for a second, and I was like, ooh. Don't want to see a fight break out on Lake Central's bench, and Amanda Blevins gets that one in. But it's all good. It's all in good fun. A chance for an and-one opportunity now. Chance to give Lake Central a 40-point lead.
Definitely something you don't see in your average high school basketball game.
Yeah, and you know, it's definitely a welcome change here. You know, we saw again earlier in the season, and rebound there by Blevins. Couldn't do anything with it there. We saw earlier in the season wasn't this bad, but you know, Lake Central was on the opposite side of a lot of those blowouts, and now they're kind of the ones dominating teams, and I'm sure it's a nice change for them.
Yeah, that's what you like to see from a program, a constant, just an upward drift for this team. Dolsky for the three, and it is no good. Blevins with the rebound. Utsi to Johnson. Dolsky back to Johnson.
Blevins inside, that's no good. Here, fight for the board, and Utsi, some contact there, and
you can see these Lady Indians are still fighting, just going through like it's a 0-0 ball game. They want everyone to know who they are.
Yeah, and this team has all season has really felt like they had something to prove. And they're not I don't think they care what the score is. They're gonna play 100%.
Yeah, Coach Hupp always looks for 110% effort at all times from his ladies.
Yeah, and you know, maybe you adjust the game plan a little bit to try and you know not play as you know we saw them stop playing the press. You know, maybe you adjust things like that, but again, you don't see them adjusting their effort. They're giving it all they got.
Their all, yeah. I would definitely take this as an opportunity to maybe try something new. Maybe something you're just Coach Hupp was a little questionable about maybe earlier in the season. Maybe try something new, see how it works out, see how the opposing team reacts to whatever it is he's trying to do. Number 34, Julian Narot checking in.
And Lake Central, yeah, she'll check in for Kylie Blevins. Essence now to Zajeski. She goes inside to Blevins, and she's fouled. Oh, no. Travel. .130 to go here in this third quarter. Westside really has not found much going consistently all game on either side of the ball. They go inside there, and
they get the foul. And number 24, Adama Boyer, will shoot for two. And the first one is no good. And the second one goes down for Boyer. You know, like we said earlier, we always got to, Westside has to take advantage of these free throws and these free opportunities.
And Narok gets it, finds Blevins, and look like Looked like she's maybe got hit in the eye. Her teammate Jordan immediately checked up on her, but looks like she's all right.
Yeah, she's a tough girl. She'll get through it.
Essence now, and not a good pass right there, but Westside gets to it, and Essence Johnson almost able to bounce back.
Yeah, she wanted something back after that turnover.
And after this, there's only one team Lake Central has not played that's in their sectional, at least in the regular season. Morton, that's their senior night coming up January 29th.
Definitely a game to watch.
Yeah, we'll be here for that, as we are for every single basketball home game here at Lake Central. Our next game is next Friday, doubleheader. Both boys and girls teams will play Valpo.
Will definitely be a fun night for Lake Central basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night for us, too, doing 2 games. You know, it's always fun up here, and Blevins hits that one. And the boys basketball team beat Highland last night, but it's not really the story around Lake Central basketball right now, let's just say. Lake Central may be having some reinforcements coming in.
Yeah, maybe just having some ups and downs, but they're always keeping the vibes positive.
And I think at least some of our audience knows what we're talking about. Kyle Ross.
Big transfer.
Yeah, he's officially a student here.
Yeah, officially an Indian again. Kyle Ross did go to Clark Middle School.
That is correct.
And then he transferred to St. Mary's Lutheran and ended up going to Andrean. Won a state championship there his sophomore year.
And really, you could argue he was the best player on that team.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big impact player, nice, big physical player. Did play against Lake Central in the first game of the season.
And that was his last game with Andrean. Afterwards.
And now he's a Lake Central Indian.
Yeah, afterwards, you know, we heard some stuff, and now, we found out that he removed himself from the school and from the team, and now he's here at Lake Central.
Yeah, there were rumors that he was thinking about going to La Lumiere.
Yes, according to the Times, he did say that was his #1 option, but prep schools really don't take kids mid-year, so.
Yeah, that is a tough transfer.
Yeah, and you know, when I saw that he was transferring and that there was a chance he was going to play, I didn't believe it. But looking into the rules, it's possible. It looks like there is a good possibility that's going to happen.
As a person who's no stranger to transfer, it does have to go through the state, and as long as the state just accepts the transfer and says, I mean.
Let me ask you, how long does that process take?
I mean, for me, it took a while. You know, transferring from Illinois to Indiana, it did take a little bit. A lot of tedious work we had to do, but, you know, it got through the state and all is well.
Yeah, and you know, we could be seeing him in a couple weeks. And
very high expectations for the new addition to the team.
Yeah, and you know, when I saw that he withdrew from Andrean, I told my partner Josh Brunette as a joke, oh, imagine if he came to Lake Central and paired up with Nick Anderson.
Now it's a reality.
It's not that funny anymore for some teams. Now right inside, no good. Tipped out of bounds, and it stays with Lake Central. But now a big chance for Lake Central.
That could be a very big dynamic duo coming into the region.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, that's huge. But obviously, you know, it's got to go through. Blevins puts one up. As the buzzer rings, it is Lake Central 59, Westside 15. We'll be back after one final commercial break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, Elsie.
And welcome back here to Lake Central High School. Fourth quarter about to start. Lake Central up 59-15. And the 5 coming out for this fourth quarter. We'll see how long they stay out there. Looks like it might be the starting 5. Morales, Utsi, Tomasic, Malarski, and Jackson's all sharing a laugh at half court.
I mean, if I was Coach Hupp, I would try to maybe get some new players in, maybe players who haven't seen the floor as much this season. But, I mean, he's keeping the foot on the gas, and he's giving Westside his all. Pritchett up with the shot, and she's going to go to the foul line, shooting for 2.
And once again, next game for this Lady Indians team on the road at Portage on Saturday. And then after that, they'll come back here next Friday night. Doubleheader, the boys and girls teams will play. The first free throw right there is good. Lake Central faces off against Valpo. Once again, both boys and girls will play that night. And that should be exciting. It should bring a big crowd from both teams.
Definitely. Oh, we're hoping a big live stream crowd as well.
Yeah.
And it is a very solid DAC matchup between the Valparaiso Vikings and the Lake Central Indians. Both very good teams both on the boys and girls side.
Yeah, both games should be relatively close. And, you know, I expect good atmospheres for both those games. You know, I know you played under the lights. You know, what does having that big crowd do?
It definitely, having that big crowd at home is just so huge. Having that big, knowing the school is behind you and those students are rooting for you all the way through, no matter what, I mean, it's awesome. It's a great feeling to have.
Yeah, and for most of my high school career, I've been, you know, up here, up in the press box. But, you know, just seeing it, you know, it's incredible. I truly believe we really do have the best student section
by far in the region, by far, best student section. You know, it's kind of cool seeing sports from a different perspective. You know, being the spectator, and that's a tough foul.
Morales fell hard there, but looks like she's all right.
Foul by number 23, Sarah Burton. That's not really something you want to see. I mean, yes, I realize it's been a tough game, but, you know, you got to keep it clean. You got to keep it just.
Can't let your emotions get the best of you.
Yeah, definitely. Sportsmanship is always key, and that one is just short off the front of the rim. And number 20 for Westside is checking in, Amaria Price. And the second one from Morales is good.
As it's past the half-court line.
Pritchett trying to find an open. I mean, this Lake Central defense is still playing tough. Westside coach calling a timeout there and trying to figure out what to do to still break this Lake Central defense. And it just doesn't seem like Westside has been able to do much of anything to get through that defense. Maybe hoping for some new subs in the game, maybe some new faces.
And that's not what we're going to get.
Coach Hupp's keeping the foot on the gas with his starting 5. I mean, some big-name bench players today were both the Blevin sisters, Kylie and Amanda, doing some solid work on the floor today.
Yeah, Dolsky had a few points from the free throw line and shooting. Essence Johnson, Caitlin Zajeski we saw a little bit of, Julia Narat. inside, and that one no good. Lake Central trying to keep that one in. Tomasic
with the save there.
but it goes back to
Pulling
West
it from
Side.
deep. Malarski with the rebound, and Morales taking it up court.
And right from behind,
Stolen.
there's Burton.
Did not even see it coming.
2-on-1. Morales gets the block.
Very, very good defensive play there. Did not get the foul. Going straight for the ball.
And here we go. 5 subs coming in. And
Here's
I have
what
to
we-
imagine
yes.
this is the last we'll see of
This
the
is what we're
starters for
looking
tonight.
yeah. So we got Essence Johnson. We got Caitlin Zajeski.
Yes.
Both the Blevin sisters and Dulski coming into the game in these last 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Jaksic now to Tomasic. Once again, we imagine this is probably the last we see of these 5 players. Well, most of them, I should say. Tomasic now. Looking for something. Finds Malarski inside. And she is fouled on the way up.
No, for a little bit there, they didn't really find anything inside the arc. They were just trying to find an opening, passing it around, just doing fundamental basketball, really. First shot from Malarski is good.
And
4 out of the 5.
I have to imagine after
Will
this
come
free
in.
throw, Malarski will also come out. Once again, it's Johnson, Essence Johnson, Madison Dulski, Caitlin Jajeski, and Amanda Blevins. And Kylie Blevins will follow right after. Free throw short. Amanda gets the board, and that is good. And Malarski will come out. Once again, great night for this Lake Central team. Building some more confidence. Now that's two straight wins, and the LaPorte one I think was a little bit bigger in the grand scheme of things, because that's a conference game. But this is a good win for them tonight.
Yeah, and actually the LaPorte game, LaPorte had not lost at home all season until they faced the Lady Indians, which was a big deal for Coach Hupp. He expressed to me how happy the team was getting that win.
Yeah, getting any win on the road is tough.
Especially against a team like that has not lost a game at home.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can say from personal experience. Winning on the road is tough, and no matter who the opponent is, no matter what the circumstance, it's always tough.
It is. Lemons goes up, gets the foul. I think she'll be shooting for 1 and 1. Lake Central gets the bonus.
As Nowrat comes into the game now with 4:20 to go. Blevins, no good. And looks like there was a foul called there. West Side now going to take it up. 65-16. As we now see some fans starting to file out.
Westside has seen their fair share of tough games. They did play Crown Point a couple weeks ago, and that was a very tough game. I mean, Crown Point is a tough team for everyone to play. As we talked about earlier, probably one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, and maybe they could go on a state run, but that might be very hard for them to do now. I was talking to Drew an hour earlier. She told me Jessica Carruthers, maybe their best player, reached the 1,000-point mark as a sophomore. We're not even done with the season yet.
That's just crazy.
1,000 points, and she's hurt, and they're afraid it might be something serious. We don't want to speculate what it is, but that's a huge loss.
Yeah, just off speculation. I mean, she is a big part of that Crown Point offense and defense. Being, I believe she's 6'2", 6'3". That's a solid size to be for high school basketball.
Yeah, she gave Lake Central a lot of trouble when she came here December 20th.
Almost unstoppable. The second one is no good. Dolsky just waiting. Takes the three, and it is no good off the rim.
And tonight, you know, it's been a rough night for Westside, both varsity and JV. In fact, in the first half of the JV game, Westside did not score a single point.
I mean, there's really not much you can say about that.
I mean, wow.
It's just crazy. I'm honestly speechless. It's crazy to see something like that in high school basketball. Very, very rare to see.
And someone we have not seen tonight, number 3, Kay DeLosa, a sophomore, now in the game. And I think that's basically everyone on the bench has now played. Yep, and number 45, Sydney Kopek, is in now, so everyone now has played.
It's great to see. Great to see everyone get that varsity experience. It's nice to have that under your belt and know what you're doing. When you get on that court, you feel a little bit more relaxed, because once you get on that varsity floor for the first time, regardless of what sport, once you hit that varsity level, it is a little scary at first. Not gonna lie, it is a little nerve-wracking. But once you get that experience under your belt, it's smooth riding from there.
What are really the key differences between, in term, I know you played football, but what are the key differences between, JV and varsity?
Definitely the speed of the game. I mean, I'm speaking for football. I mean, I'm a big football guy. I mean, I played football at Marion Catholic and then transferred over here to Lake Central. But definitely the speed of the game and just the aggressiveness of the players. It is quite fun being under those Friday night lights, though.
Yeah, JV plays their games on Saturday mornings.
Not very favorable. I mean, you don't really – it does stink sometimes that you have to wake up early that next morning after a Friday night game. But, I mean, everyone goes through it, and it's just the path you got to take sometimes. Number 13, Pritchett, looking to try to calm down Adama Boyer. Lake Central starting to move the ball around a little bit. Narat at the top of the key, passing to Johnson.
DeLosa, Johnson, outside to Kopak, and it goes back to Westside. 2:18 to go here in this ball game. Lake Central up 68-18. Scoreline once again just tells the story of this game. Absolute domination from Lake Central. And that one inside, that's good.
Big thing for Lake Central, you still want to play your game. You don't want the score to get your mind out of the game and just not really play as hard. You always want to play 110% and always give it your all every time you're on that court.
Yeah, and especially for some of these younger players looking to make a name for themselves.
Definitely going to be some
and looking to impress the coaching staff.
Definitely going to be some names to look out for in the near future. Kind of stinks we won't be here to see it, though.
Yeah, we're both seniors.
Yeah, graduating. It's crazy, you know. I've only been at LC 2 years, but it feels like a while.
Yeah, 4 years, obviously, it's been a while for me. It if there's any underclassmen watching, yeah, it flies by.
It really does.
It does not. And Narat gets that one to DeLosa. It really does fly by.
I mean, your parents tell you just enjoy the moment, and you really never believe it when you're in middle school. You're like, oh, it's just my parents talking, but it really does fly by, and it
sounds like
it's
me.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think. We'll both be graduating soon. We'll be heading to college in the fall. Oh, here come the tears now.
What are the plans for you, Giovanni? What are you looking at for the near future?
If any family is watching this, I have not told them anything now. I probably plan on attending Ball State in the fall.
Good choice. Good choice.
What about
and down to Muncie?
Yeah. What about you, Mateo?
I mean, there's two sides of the coin there. I definitely still have football in my mind. I'm talking to Butler and Valparaiso right now. We'll see what happens. I'm going on a official visit.
Awesome, man. Good luck.
The 27th of January. So hoping for the best there, and if I can continue my football career, that's the goal. But if not, I'm going to go into business. Butler or IU. I mean, those are my top two right now.
Here we go. It's Essence Johnson. Pulls up and some contact there. 48 seconds to go.
Not gonna lie, I can get the hang of this. I like this a little bit.
I'm glad you do. And before I go too far, I do want to thank our crew coming out here tonight. Kay Tomaszewski manning the camera right now. Candy Carnegie doing some camera stuff tonight. Alex Yates and Alex Remenga, the two Alexes, putting in work, doing some stuff on the technical side for us. Can't thank them enough. And Mateo, great job, man. First game, you really are natural at this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep trying to get better and have fun with it while the time I have left.
Yeah, it flies by. I started doing this sophomore year. My first game was senior night football against Maryville 2 years ago, and definitely crazy to think how long it's been since that. I mean, I started getting sad when football season started finishing up, and I'm probably going to be a little sad to see basketball go when it goes, and
yeah, a whole lot of lasts,
Yeah.
It's tough, but I mean, everyone has to go through it.
Yeah.
The Lady Indians looking to finish out strong with the 17.2 seconds left that they have.
Yeah, and be prepared to hear some new faces on here this semester. I'm sure I know people love hearing me and Josh, or maybe they can't stand hearing me and Josh do every game. I don't know, but be prepared to hear some new faces. Mateo, we're gonna try and give you some more opportunities. There's some other people that have joined our class this semester, and we cannot be more excited for it. But that's the story here tonight from Lake Central. Lake Central 71, West Side 20. Be sure to tune in next Friday for the doubleheader. Lake Central boys and girls basketball take on Valpo. Have a great night, everybody.
Marcus Babbitt.